Season 2 Reloaded update is here, and while on paper the patch notes don't look like anything special, I think they made a lot of really good changes here, especially to Ashika Island. Little things that will go a far way. Now let's go ahead and jump in here with the most important thing, weapon balancing. What's the meta going to be after the update? You know, first thing to note, we have one new weapon here, the Tempest Torrent Marksman's Rifle. It offers the versatility of the M4 platform and the velocity and impact of 7.62 rounds. On paper, looks pretty good. Let's be honest here though, we have no idea what the damage range, the damage profile, how easy it is to use, you know, those things that really determine whether it will be in the meta. So give it a week and I guarantee you will know whether this thing is meta or not. Good news is you can acquire it via the weapon challenge or the store bundle. Now let's talk weapon balancing here. Weapon balancing, really good sign with what they're doing. Notice the assault rifles category here is a little bit thin, not really many changes here. The STB got a slight buff here, limits bullets to kill at furthest range, but no hemlock, no cast off 7.62, no TAC 56, and of course no M4, which is important because the LMGs got nerfed. You know, RAW, we reduced the far range damage, reduce headshot damage, reduce upper torso damage, increase recoil. A little bit tougher to use, doesn't kill nearly as fast. That's overall a nerf. The RPK reduced muzzle velocity, so slight nerf here to the RPK. Once again, I think it's just slowly getting nerfed into oblivion. I don't think it'll be there yet. I still think it'll be viable, but it remains to be seen. The biggest question mark that I have right now is going to be the Sock and MG38. If you're subscribed to me, you know this is my favorite gun to use right now on Ashika Island. Reduced damage range. The question is how much, right? We don't really know. We don't have values here, so we don't know how much it was nerfed. But when we look at this overall, I've always felt that ARs were slightly below LMGs. We're evening that out a little bit more. I think you're going to see a lot of Hemlocks and M4s on Ashika Island. Now, when we go to SMGs, I just want to circle back here. Notice that there was no change to the Cast-Off 74U. Cast-Off 74U is one of the best close and mid-range options right now. So with that not being touched, still right up there in the meta. The one I do want to talk about here is the Vel 46, but let's quickly run through. MX9 increased mid-damage ranges. Don't think that'll change much. Bass P increased sprint to fire time and damage ranges. Don't think that'll change much. PDSW, slight change here to the visibility when using iron sights. One of the biggest downsides of the PDSW was that iron sight. It was awful to use, especially when you picked up the one off the ground. So it's good to see that that was changed. Now the Vel 46 increased close damage ranges. So slight little buff here to the Vel 46. I never felt like it was fully able to compete with the Lockman, the Fennec, you know, the KV broadside, the Cast-Off 74U, but it might be a little bit closer now, especially because of the versatility of it. Lockman sub, overall here, we just see a slight nerf to the mobility. Reduced movement speed, reduced aim down sight speed. They improved the recoil control, which that gun was easy enough to use as it is, but overall, they nerfed the movement speed. Again, the question is going to be how much. I think, given the TTK, this will still be in the meta. Now, the big one here, two big things with shotguns. KV broadside nerfed here, reduced lower torso damage range. Of course, they nerfed the Dragon's Breath ammo, and they reduced the 12 gauge ammo here. So overall, we see a nerf here to the KV broadside. I think it still might be, you know, absolutely viable on Ashika, but look, at the end of the day, you know, it's not going to be as broken as it was. But I am a little bit nervous about this right here. The Bryson 800 and 890 increased headshot damage on all slug type and added minimum damage against armor. That could slide into the mix a little bit more. I don't think it'll be as broken as the broadside was, but I still think it could slide into the mix. Ammunition, just one thing to keep an eye on here. Hollow point rounds, frangible rounds, overpressure rounds. We see these all get buffed. Remove the bullet velocity penalty, so no longer a penalty there. No longer a recoil penalty, no longer a damage range penalty. So I could see these slide into the mix more on SMGs and being able to take advantage of hollow point while also adding in bullet velocity and, you know, damage range. We skip underbarrel stocks by pod. Underbarrel grips right here. Reduced ADS penalty on all underbarrel grips and reduced movement speed penalty for all vertical grips. So these are definitely important. This is more important for your long range option, right? Because your ADS penalty is not there. This is more important for your close range option because of the vertical grip. So now we can take advantage of something like that pineapple grip, which gives us better hip fire, but also we don't lose as much movement speed. Breachers don't really matter. Really crucial, important, guys. Do not miss this update. Reduced ADS penalty on shotgun scopes. Very important because we were all running around with shotgun scopes. I'm glad they really fixed that. In all honesty, though, ADS penalty on hollow optics and movement penalties, I don't know if that'll make too big of a difference because I do think the AMOB V4 is just such a great scope, or even the red dot sight. You know, I think those are both really good options. So let's go ahead, jump down. Frag grenades, claymores, and semtex all increased. This is more for Almazer right here, being able to use semtex and frags. Stick with throwing knives on Ashika. Getting that information after a kill is just crucial. It's good to know that semtex early game will be good to use if you do find one on the ground. Audio, submit fixes, and by the way, we have some specific Ashika Island updates here coming shortly, but a little bit later on in this video. Audio fixes that were affecting enemy footstep volume, so we're once again getting a little bit closer here to having some decent audio in this game and being able to hear footsteps. Equalize sand footsteps, that's not a huge deal. This is the big one right here. Nothing right here, new menu stuff. These are all, I'm going to skip all these little bug fixes. It's just a lot of little stuff. Let's go ahead and jump down here to Ashika Island. Now, a few major, you know, global things here, and then we'll jump into Ashika Island specific stuff. Kill streak availability. We've always, for 2 years, have dealt with this airspace is too crowded, but the nice part is now it at least tells us how long it's too crowded for. So you'll know that you can't use a precision airstrike for another 4 seconds, or maybe it's 1 second, whatever it may be. Cluster strike and precision airstrike improvements improve the airstrike danger notification, so that'll be really nice to be able to know, you know, consistent based on each damage location. Improve directional tracing. Players will now be notified if they are too close to the affected zone. No more getting hit by your own precision or cluster strike. Skip give up timer, skip navigation pings. Armor break, this is a big one right here. The text has been removed from the armor break notification, so you will no longer see that armor break. You'll still get the little icon, but you will not actually see armor break, so that should remove a little bit of confusion. As armor plates are a critical part of the gameplay loop, players will now automatically pick up armor plates as long as they have inventory or backpack space. So basically, when we look at backpack management, you are going to be having a lot of plates, which means now you have full control over your backpack. When I'm running the Sokin and the Kastov 74U, I'm going to be picking up a ton of plates. It's on me to be picking up extra AR ammo and dropping stuff if I need to. But it's good to know that it will auto loot armor plates now. Spawn protection will now disable at 25 meters. Guys, this is really important to know both offensively and defensively. Defensively, when you're flying back in, you're going to lose spawn protection a little bit closer to the ground, or a little bit further away from the ground, right? Because it disables at 25 meters off the ground. Offensively, we'll now be able to shoot people out of the sky a little bit easier. And then Resurgence kill feed. The kill feed will now display who's about to redeploy when the Resurgence timer reaches 0. Interesting. Okay, let's go ahead and keep rolling down here. Playlist we have for the rest of Season 2 Reloaded. Resurgence, solos, duos, trios, and quads. Hallelujah. If you're looking to get better, play some solo duos. Trios is the best game mode in my opinion. Quads is the sweatiest, the toughest to play. Solos is hit or miss. You know, definitely could drop high kill games. Solos can be a lot of fun. Let's go ahead and there's actually some major changes here to Ashika Island. Here we go. Let's go ahead and jump in here. Pacing, balancing, let's go right here. Redeployment drones, we already knew about those. Make sure you're using those to get high ground and reposition, right? Those redeployment drones are really good. They actually shoot you pretty high up, so make sure you're using those. No more AI combatants. Thank hallelujah. No more AI combatants on Ashika Island. I only died to them one time, but they were still really annoying to deal with. Circle balancing, the first circle will be approximately, this is where I talk about these three right here, little changes that will make a big difference. The first circle will be approximately 20% larger and more likely to be on land. So that was one of the biggest issues, is the circles were normal size, but 60% of it was on water, and it just created a really chaotic game. So that'll be really nice that they balance that. Pacing, balancing, actions that affect the Resurgence countdown have been adjusted to allow for more windows of opportunity to team wipe the opposing team. What does this mean? They slow down the Resurgence dynamic. They slow down how quickly you can get your teammates back. Now, in typical Raven software and Call of Duty fashion, we have no idea what exactly they did. We don't know what they slowed down, but at the end of the day, they slowed it down just a little bit. Buy station availability improvements have been made to better spread the buy stations more evenly throughout the map. So no loadout changes here. That's the one thing that I noticed is not on this, but look, better buy station availability means we can land back in, we can buy guns, and then we can rotate from there. We can buy loadouts, things like that. Also, we'll spread out early game a little bit more. Spawn protection, as it said, Resurgence kill feed, bug fixes, fix an issue allowing redeploy tokens to appear in buy stations. I think that's a Almazer thing, and that's about a wrap on it. So guys, I hope you found today's video helpful. Make sure you use this stuff. Keep an eye out for a loadout video coming here shortly, and as I always say, let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.